about developing the ski area?
Well, then, of course, the ski area. The ski area, Mr. Bolton came in from Oklahoma and built the motel. And the motel is the motel, the Alpine. It is the Alpine now. Mr. Bolton came in, and in those days there was no one living here. You didn't have any gossip. You know, there were no telephones. You just didn't know anything. But Mr. Bolton came in and bought where the Alpine is. I don't know how much land is there, but he bought that. And he built some cabins and his cafe. He didn't do it all in one time. And he built his shopping center and the duty shop and those shops that he has. He built the theater, and they had sleeping rooms and apartments, and Mr. Bolton built that. And of course liquor, he had a liquor license and had a bar. And after so many years with that, he decides to build a ski area. But of course, as I said, we didn't know anybody. We didn't visit, and all of a sudden he springs a ski area on Red River. And he surely had to be talking about it. He surely had to be dealing with the government because it's on government land. But anyway, he was very quiet about it. And then there was another man here in town, what's Mike's last name? Kendall? Mike, and Big Mike we call him. They went to Oklahoma City, and Mr. Bolton, he just brought in all the oil well rigs, all the oil well machinery, you know. Don Carmichael, huh?
Yeah.
Don, huh? And he brought in all the, and he built that ski area. So he must have had the government, it was all outlined, it must have been all planned, you know. Because, you know, Uncle Sam gets a nickel or dime out of every skier that goes up there, you know. I guess it was pennies in those days. I don't think it's pennies anymore. But in those days, he got a penny out of every dollar, every ticket that was sold, you know. So Mr. Bolton, he just built that ski area, built the big chalet, built the ski area and had that, and it sure was a nice place and well operated. But they were workers. If the machinery would go wrong, he and his wife would just get in their car. If it was 1 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock, they had to go to Denver. They would go and they'd be back in time with that part to get that machinery going. That's the kind of people they were. And they didn't have to be, but that's the kind of people they were. So he was the first builder of the ski area. And then he kept it for a number of years. And then, I don't know why he wanted to sell, but he decided to sell. And then when he sold to 5 doctors from Texas, the Panhandle and Amarillo. 5, I know their names, but I'm not going to mention them. But he sold to 5 dentists from Amarillo. So they come in and bought it. And of course, did a lot of improving. When it first was opened, all the shops were in the basement. The basements had dirt floor. It was just mud, wasn't it, Bob? Just mud and boards where you walked on board until they could go on. But it was finished, and it was nice, and he had a wonderful ski area. And but anyway, he sold to the Red River Ski Association. And of course, they had it. And then, in the meantime, they had a big fire. That operation all burned down. And they had to get the water from the river in those days. See, we had no water system, and the electricity was bad. Even if it was REA, it just wasn't up to par. And they just had a lot of operational troubles, just a lot of it. So then he sold to the ski area. Dr. Veal, of course, was the president of the association, and they ran it for a long time. They had a big fire. Didn't they have a big fire, and it burned to the ground? But it was rebuilt. It was rebuilt. And maybe built a little better than it was before. I don't know. I just don't know. It is a lovely place, and of course they have more things now. And I used to work there all the time, but I don't even go down now anymore. So, that's the history of the ski area. And of course now it's been sold again into another corporation. So, but Mr. Bolton, I think Mr. Bolton should be honored, or he should be revered in some way. But because for a man like Mr. Bolton to come into Red River with nothing, I mean the town was nothing, and to build a ski area just to help the town, I think he demands some attention. But he never did get any. I think it demands some attention. But anyway, That's the history of the ski area. Then